Hey guys, before we start the video, I want to thank Harlan at Red Lake Outfitters. He was super helpful in getting everything planned and put together. I really appreciate that. He has a true passion and knowledge about the park, and I think if you're going to spend any time in Woodland Caribou, I would definitely consult with him and look into planning a trip. He does a great job, very professional, has top of the line gear. It's really great to work with them. So thank you, Harlan, for putting the trip together and helping us plan everything out. That was very helpful. And I also want to thank Mr. Joe for putting up with me for 10 days in the middle of nowhere. It was I think our longest trip together, and we had fun, pretty much the whole time. Yeah, there were some ups, there were some downs, but it went pretty awesome. So hope everyone enjoys the video. So this is what it's like traveling with Joe. We have to bring in the gigantic cameras in order to capture his
600 mil, man.
600 mil. We have to use this in order to capture his ego.
Hey, clear.
Houston, we have touchdown. We've arrived here in, what lake are we in, Joe? What day is it?
Haven.
Haven Lake. We're in Haven Lake. The plane just left us. We are all by our lonesome now. Just me and Joe. And yeah, exactly. And I'm starving. It is almost 1 o'clock, so we have about 8 or 9 more hours of daylight, so that's pretty awesome. And I'm eating my breakfast here, some oatmeal. Oh, look at that. Look how cute we are. God, this hat's sexy.
Oh, God.
We're sailing now. I'm not even paddling. We're just floating down this lake. Got a pretty good west to east wind today. We did some light fishing after we got dropped off from the boat. We're going to spend the rest of the day checking out the campsites and then posting up on this lake for tonight.
Woo, buddy. Let's see, dun dun.
We've made camp. The wind is starting to die down, although it's been very windy all day. I'm going to drift down this way. I'm thinking that hopefully a bunch of gunk from the river or from the lake has drifted down this way and settled in this marshy area down here, and there should be some pike. Joe's up there kindly getting me some firewood, so that's very nice. Scoreboard right now is 2-zip for me, so I'm not winning right now. So I'm going to float on down here and fight this little bit of wind and hopefully get some pikes. Walleyes too, but I really just need to get on the scoreboard.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. So, I'm not just going to eat this guy, I think. This is he's a little small. I'll throw it back and try to catch another one. Just keep some fish in like 5 minutes. So, first walleye. Same spot again. That's a good sized walleye. Shit. Boys and girls, that's 2 good walleye right in the same spot, so they've got to be hot right here.
So I've been fishing now for probably like 40 minutes. I've gotten 4 walleye, 1 pike. Super happy about that. Joe's out here now. He's got all the firewood prepped, so it'll be great when we get back there. We'll have a great meal.
Yo, Joe. Boom.
If you look at this closely, you can see all kinds of little remnants of things. Like, I think those are some wings. That looks like a dragonfly body. The water's just chock full of life. So it's 9:15. Got back to the camp. Slayed the fish tonight. Found this awesome run, some structure, kind of a drop off, and it was on the east side of the lake. So I think a lot of stuff blew that way today. And I just kept doing these runs, and every time I went, I got a fish. I did it 4 or 5 times. Got 5 fish there. I think total for tonight was 1 pike and 10 walleye. I started to lose count. But phenomenal fishing. This is by far and away the best day of fishing I've ever had here. Like, amazing. And by here, I mean Canada. Like, this is absolutely unbelievable. The amount of fish we're hitting, like decent, good size, everything we had tonight I would eat they're good enough size. So now what I'm gonna do is take you around, show you the camp, and then we're gonna start the fire and start eating dinner. So here's our view from camp. Here's Joe and I's tent. There's very little flat ground or even ground with dirt on it here. Got our chair set up under the tarp. When it was super sunny, this was very helpful. You can see there's not much shade provided by the trees around here. And then we got fire pit right here with a view. Don't know if this is going to show up on video, but the sky is alive. I think they're mayflies. There are millions of them in the sky right now. Better that than black flies. Look at that, Joe. That is some that is some meat.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Be some good stuff. Good morning. It's the beginning of day 2. We stayed up last night till about 11:30. Right now it's almost 6 o'clock. If I only had one complaint about this place, there's so much daylight. It gets light at probably like 4:45, and then the sun doesn't really go down until about 10. So you get a lot of daylight, which is awesome, but not a lot of sleeping time. So still very calm out, very little wind. Gonna try to fish for the first couple hours, tear down to camp, and then we've got a fairly easy day. We're gonna head south out of the lake. Got 2 portages, and then we're on to the next major lake system. Right over kind of where I was yesterday. Came back over this morning, and I had a walleye. Absolutely gorgeous morning. Got 2 walleyes so far. Just trolling here real slow, kind of medium slow with a spoon, a lot of line out. We're just heading this way down to our next island in Portage. So here we go, on our first portage, 300 meter. Not too bad, touch boggy, a little damp. Just completed our first portage. Joe's packing up his sexy boat there. He's having trouble getting his gear in the back there apparently.
First for everything.
Yeah, and we're heading down river. Or lake, whatever this is. Well, we are on our way into Jigsaw. Jigsaw's got like a million little islands in it. Pretty nice portage, well marked. It's got a lot of cairns. It's getting hot out here. Drinking water, a lot of it, but sweating a lot too. We're here on Jigsaw. Joe slayed some fish. Got several walleye and a couple pike. I got some too. Doing pretty good. We're very, very happy with our fishing right now.
Yeah.
It couldn't be better. We set up the tarp here. The sun is just, it's relentless, and the tallest tree around here is 20 feet tall and provides no shade. So,
that's an exaggeration.
Yeah, okay, 15 feet tall. So shade is at a premium right now. Got the tarp up, it's great. Joe's melting some lard. We're gonna throw, he's got a, you got a whole, like, what is that, 900 milliliter pot clear full of fish.
Walleye and pike.
Walleye
got one
and pike
in there.
Nice. So we're gonna have that up, and yeah. Gorgeous lake right here. Absolutely stunning. Here's where we just came from. Joe's getting set up in the canoe. See, it's fairly recently burned. Very exposed. Just completed a tough paddle here around Wrist Lake. There's an island site that looks really awesome, and and there's 2 other people staying there. So first people we've seen, we did this big circumnavigation of the end of the lake, and we're down here at the beach site. You can see we have a lovely beach in the background. We're both, I'd say, zonked. We did more portaging than what we wanted to do. The good thing is we don't have much portaging tomorrow to do, but the sun fried us both, and I don't know how to describe it. It's like the opposite of claustrophobia with this burned stuff everywhere. It's just like you're in a desert with solid sun exposure and there's no trees. It's weird. We're getting really tired of the burn.
Tired of the burn.
Tired of the burn. Almost done with dinner. The Hyperlight Mountain Gear little packet thing is working great here. I've got macaroni and cheese and bacon, and it's phenomenal. I'm definitely doing this one again. A little after 8 o'clock and the wind is finally going down. So we're going to go for a fish.
There's a couple of islands and protected bays over that way, which hopefully means not as bad wind. We're gonna go like this, make a big circle.
What you got there, Joe?
I don't know. It's a mystery. It doesn't feel that big. Well, maybe. You won't crash.
I know. Oh, it's a pike.
It's a decent sized pike.
Yeah.
Not that.
Yeah, I'm gonna get out of your way now. My good friend Joe has cooked me up some of his delicious, I can't say the word.
One more time. Delicious.
My good friend Joe has cooked us up some of his delicious, I said it right this time, lake trout. It's nice and breaded and ooey gooey. Thank you, Joe.
You're welcome.
Good morning. It is the beginning of day 3.
What day is it?
What day is it? We just got up. Well, we got up. We were awoken I was awoken at about 6 a.m. this morning when Joe started screaming because it was pouring rain and he had no rain fly on his tent. So there was a good amount of cursing when that occurred. And then now Joe's told me that it's really cloudy out. He goes, I assure you, no sun today. It's really cloudy. As you can see behind me, it's about as blue as it's going to get. So Joe's not really a meteorologist. We're moving slow today. We got a short portage. It's a simple day. We're going to go check out this fjord. I said it's a real rocky, cool area. Do that, and then we're going to camp on a different lake tonight. We only have one short portage. Yesterday, I think, was going to be our worst day of portaging. Knock on wood. Nice and protected right behind this little island. And we're heading down that way.
Go paddling here in the morning. Get our morning workout in for sure. Need to go that way. The problem is the wind is coming straight at us, so I can't go sideways. So what I'm doing is a wide stroke on my left, and then a short one on my right. So wide, short, wide, short, wide, short. And this keeps me pointed right into the waves. So I'm going to do like a J-turn kind of thing. Hopefully if I get close to shore over here, it won't be nearly as bad. The boats are super stable, but it's still not fun going sideways to the wind. There's no weight in the nose, so the nose is constantly being pushed all over the place. Very challenging. Coming off of Wrist Lake, it's quite windy back there. Now we're on our only, hopefully, portage for today, and it's 100 meters. We'll go check out this other lake. It looks a lot calmer. Hopefully catch some fish and go see some fjords.
This is cool. We're going through this narrow spot. There's rock on either side. And I'm going to get stuck on this tree. Hi, I'm Joe. I'm going to do a tree lesson in my canoe as I run into a rock. Rip.
We're now on, I think it's called Woodland Lake. Big lake. It's nice though. There's live trees on the lake. Imagine that, not living inside of a burn zone. So there should be a couple of campsites up here, several like a kilometer up to the right. We will have to backtrack tomorrow to stay on our original course, so that might kind of stink a little bit. But we'll be headed east for more of the trip than we'll be headed west. So the wind is very consistently out of the west. So that'd be good. I'm going to post up. We're getting tired. Oh, it's 2 o'clock. We've had a snack or two, but we just want to like lay down. It's become a little bit partially cloudy, which is nice instead of having just endless sun. Get some breaks and some shade. The only thing that's burning on me is this hat helps a lot. Shirt, I've kept this shirt on the whole time. The only thing that's burning is the top of my hands, which are obviously exposed to the sun. I put sunscreen on them a lot, but I'm still getting burned. The one thing I wish I would have brought with some like fingerless sun gloves, fisherman type. Those probably would have been a good addition. Joe's not getting burned too bad there, but my hands are getting roasted. Okay. That's pretty long, right? Good pike, right?
So this is kind of like stereotypical camping. A pile of gear, a chair. Pile of gear, a chair. I love it. We are ready for fire tonight. Joe, you're looking really strange. We are ready to have a nice fire tonight. Might have a little adult beverage. I got the fire pit all prepped out there with some logs. We can get a nice base of coals, cook some fish on. If you watch Joe's video, it's going to look like he did 99% of the prep. It's actually the exact opposite. He just films the last 1%.
Let's point out who did what.
Me. Anyway, so back to the real story. I'm going to go out and catch some fish now here after dinner.
I want you to all note about the scene that I did prior to this one where I was like, it's Kyle's night. Yeah, he's going to get a lake trout. We're going to come back, cook it up. It's Kyle's turn. Blah, 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 blah. Just talking him up big time. And then he just tears me down. Look at, I want to point something out. Look at. Camera. Look at, half that's me. All of these big pieces are me.
All the wet, crumbled pieces are yours.
Whoa, what? Who cut this? What is this and who cut it?
It's not green. It's not green.
See, no one will believe me. I mean, no one will believe you.
I'm glad I have photo evidence of all this. Got my Tex-Mex blend, my boil in the bag here. It's pretty good. Needs more spice. So I messed up.
I got too much spice.
Get too much spice. Well,
You want some bam, son?
It's 8 o'clock. We got everything good to go. Camp's all set up. Firewood's prepped. Tent's good to go. Joe headed out this way. We're going to try to... I guarantee there's lake trout in this lake. Otherwise, why would there be aluminum boats staged? So it's a big, big lake. This one goes like forever that way. We're going to try some of that. We've hit pike a lot, but zero walleye in this lake so far. I'm going to chug across that way over towards Joe, drop a big spoon, and see if anything comes up.
very quiet. Been fishing now for about half an hour with zero success. Joe said he got one pike. I'm behind this island. It's very sheltered, very quiet. Really, I'm just enjoying the nature. You got birds chirping. Osprey hawk just flew by. Big dragonflies around here. So, yeah, I finally got the I'm tripping now type of, feeling just a little minute ago. Like, we put in a good day's work. It wasn't super hard, but I wouldn't say it was a cakewalk. Did some paddling, a lot of wind. The one thing I will remember about Woodland Caribou is wind. Some more wind and then wind. Like, I'm sheltered right here, but I can see it just coming in over there. So on the way back, I'll drop a big spoon and blast it towards the camp. I'm really looking forward to having a nice, relaxing, nice camp. Like, we have had really not the best campsites. I can't explain it. It doesn't feel like canoe camping because we're not like in these sheltered, nice, woodland type, camps. I feel like I'm on some, mountain or something, exposed to the elements. So this would be a really nice night. Caught myself a big old pike. He's hefty.
Baby, lake trout. I'm close to camp. This would be great. Come on. Close. Can't see him. Oh. Running. And
Second big pike of the night. It's pretty good size. A little skinnier than the last one. Back you go. Good morning. Just got up. Slept really good last night. Both Joe and I had some really bizarre dreams. I was catching fish, portaging. There's aliens involved. I don't know. It was really weird. Anyways, I'm gonna get some breakfast going. Beautiful morning so far. I got up at 4 o'clock in the morning to use the restroom, and amazing sunrise. I should have got it on video. So I know I showed this in the gear video, but this vest has been awesome. It's nice having everything right where you need it. About ready to head out on the water and need to apply a little bit of sunscreen. So I got my chapstick, my little bottle of sunscreen. Do that up because it is getting sunny very quick. On the water again, heading west. Do some light trolling as we go here. We've only hit pike in this lake. It'd be cool if we could get a laker or something else. I guess the only other thing would be walleye. So we just finished up doing a Dean Lake. We're doing 2 little liftovers, and then we're into this fjordy area, which is kind of like a narrow channel with some rocks on the side. It's really pretty. I don't think there's any fish in this area. It's really shallow, lots of lily pads, but it's pretty quick to get through. Oh, Joe's doing the old line in the canoe through the little rocky area. We'll do the same. Forget unloading the whole boat again. Last time
No, it's not in my pants, it's in my leg. Okay, I got him on. I'm gonna do it. Okay. Go! Ah! Oh man, that hurt.
It's 11:30. We've been paddling now for a while. We're coming up to our final and longest portage today. It's a 525. Overall, the portages here are remind me a lot of some of the ones in Killarney, kind of rocky, but not too terribly hilly or bad. We do this one, and then we'll be into Mexican Hat. We do have a beaver dam that supposedly is challenging we have to go over, so I'm looking forward to seeing what that's like. And then yeah, hopefully we get to camp maybe by like 2:30, 3 o'clock, something like that, set up, and we can troll around the lake for a while. That'd be nice.
Just completed the 525 portage here into Mexican Hat Lake. Really pretty rock walls here. We gotta head that way. Lake gets smaller, and then we get the fun beaver dam. We gotta sit down, eat some lunch. It's really clouded up, which no complaints. Just hopefully that doesn't mean a big storm on its way. Lunchtime.
No. Eating size. After my last incident of sticking with check it out, Joe. Red Devil.
Come to the beaver dammy spot here. Doesn't look that bad. This is nothing compared to some of the stuff we've done in the past. Oh, and Filmshin. Hello. We're gonna go down this way, just line the canoes. Hopefully this is nice and meandering. And we'll get out of this and get into Medicine Hat. Blap, blap, blap. Well, we made it this far. We're not hating life, but we're not loving it either. Looks like we've got a ways more to go.
We've been fighting for half an hour in this muddy, I don't know what this is called, bog. I'm unwinding my canoe on the side. Joe's been using his like a gondola. Woo! Ready to get on the real lake.
Go. There you go, Joe.
The whole thing's moving like a pudding pop. Like
I know.
mellow.
If we're lucky, we've reached the end. I'm using my paddle as a scoop of the mud. Every paddle stroke is just a scoop of mud. This canoe is no longer clean. Now it feels like a real canoe trip. So we did it. We're coming out of the marshy area.
It's a good little workout. It was not even that bad compared to some we've done before. Do need some water. Worked up a sweat there. We're gonna paddle a ways up that way, and hopefully find, there's 3 or 4 campsites kind of close together on the top of this lake. And looks like we might need to put up a tarp tonight, as it has gotten very cloudy here in the last hour and a half. All right, boys and girls. Boom. Nice looking walleye. That is a solid bit.
We're here in the middle of Medicine Hat. This is phenomenal. We have enough flat space for 3 or 4 tents, a good tarp spot, and the best of all, we have 3 walleye. I do believe I caught the biggest one, Joe.
Yep.
But
Yep. Hey, man.
just saying, and we feel like real men because
You gotta pull your weight sometimes.
oh, what you got there, Joe? Let's see it. Oh, sorry. Seriously?
Look at my pants.
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah. Well, we went deep in the mud.
Bug one.
Good teamwork. Joe's frying up some fish. I filleted. He made the fire. Teamwork.
Teamwork. Everybody everywhere. Teamwork. Everybody do their share.
And we're done.
So we cooked up some walleye that we caught earlier. Now we're just going out for a nice little evening troll. It's 5:53, so we still have 5+ more hours of daylight left, which is pretty awesome. Joe wants to go and do a portage and do some waterfalls. I don't know if I'm going to fish that. I'm feeling kind of lazy. I might just go back to camp and cut up some firewood. Nice day. It's nice and overcast. It's been so hot, very sunny the whole time we've been here. Not complaining about it, but it's nice to have a little bit of different weather and some relief from the sun. It really drains you after a while. Saw these 2 guys at a campsite. They're like, yeah, go 50 feet off that rock and you'll get one. And literally, like, GPS coordinates, 50 feet off this rock, and I've got something. Yeah, buddy. Look at that guy. Holy cow.
Got ourselves a big old walleye. My arm's wearing out. Just got himself a big old fish, he says. Appears to be flopping around. What'd you get there, Joe?
I got a decent sized little Mr. Pike, but I was down deep
Yeah.
and I fought hard.
You thought you were gonna get some monster walleye or lake trout or something.
No, I thought it was gonna be a big pike.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any lake trout. I can't get it.
We've only got 6 minutes left on this video card.
Here we go.
Nice, man. Joe went for a final paddle of the evening, and we've been blessed with a amazing sunset. It looks like the sky is on fire right now. This is why you do these types of trips. I mean, we've gotten awesome fish today, epic campsite. We had a fun portage, and cherry on the top is this amazing sunset. We're sitting here next to the fire. Joe went out and did some fishing. I did some filming and some sunset photos. And I doubt the camera microphone is going to pick this up, but there's this, it's like just this never-ending humming noise, right?
Yeah, it's overbearing.
It sounds like mosquitoes, but kind of, you ever like go under like a power line?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that kind of like buzz.
The humming, yeah.
Yeah. It's like echoing the entire lake. Joe said this in his first time he was here in his video. He said this place is so full of life. And I feel like it's very correct. The fish, the bugs, the bugs are just next level, but not bad next level. And I know there's tons of big game here. We haven't seen any because we're not very quiet when we're canoeing.
Boisterous.
We're a little boisterous, right? You know, between the singing and the kidding back and forth and all that, I don't think we're gonna sneak up on anything. But this place is pretty incredible. The lake right now it looks like a sheet of glass.
Man, this sound is
It's
nuts.
deafening. We've never experienced this before.
Not this sound.
No, not this.
I've like had like spring peepers going to town, but this is
Different.
hum. The winds are hum.
Wow. Good morning. Just woke up. Had a really good night's sleep. It rained a little light last night, but bright blue skies, no clouds today, so pretty excited about that. We're heading north up to the next lake. Got a couple short portages. Then we're into a new lake system, so that should be pretty cool.
So I'm an idiot. We got out of camp, paddled for, I don't know, 40 minutes, real slowly, kind of trolling. Got to the first portage and I went, oh crud, I don't have my yoke. So now I'm beelining it back to camp to go pick up my yoke and then turn back around. This is a nice little extra 40-minute paddle I didn't plan on today. Whatever, no big deal. We got tons of time. Still have like 12 plus more hours of daylight.
Got my paddle. We're going through this small narrows between two bigger lakes.
You got your yoke, not your paddle.
My paddle. Oh yes, yoke. Thank you. Starting to lose our minds here a little bit. Day 5. What day is it? Good times. Here's Joe playing around with his canoe, seeing how much he can get over the edge without falling in. That's not so bad.
Almost went for it. Here we go. Yeah, baby.
Nice, Joe. It's nice.
Lemony.
So we got our teamwork down pretty good here on, what, day 5? Yep. Joe's got pretty good at the cooking. I do the filleting. Make some extra rice. Got good stuff going on here.
You fillet your own fish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. Didn't I say that?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways.
You are the one to keep catching the walleye.
Well,
I'll give it to you.
well, you know, he's just a trophy hunter. I catch things that actually keep us alive. So.
Yeah, yeah.
That was a fun little paddle. Oh, God. Fun little paddle. We caught, what was it, 3 walleyes for me. What'd you get, 2, 3, 4, something like that, Joe?
Yeah, 3. 2 in the boat, 1 lost.
2 in the boat, 1 lost. Really consistent fishing. This has probably been maybe our best walleye lake, for size-wise at least. Yeah, we got higher numbers in other lakes, but size-wise this has been the best for sure. And this is Glen Lake?
Yes.
Yeah, so very happy they're here. We just moved the fire pit. It was built in like a grassy field. I don't know why someone would do that. So we moved the rocks on top of a big rock so that we don't cause a forest fire. Good morning. Slept really good last night. A little chillier than it usually has been, so it was good to sleep in. The sky is super blue. We do smell like a constant kind of smoke smell. It smells kind of like forest fire, and there's a little bit of haze on the water, so I'm sure that's burning somewhere in the park. We're gonna go down this lake, head towards the west. There's a couple waterfalls Joe wants to fish. Should be a good day. Just completed a 300-meter portage around this little falls. We got 1 more to go, and then we're into the next big lake, which I believe is Hanson. See if we can do some fishing there and catch some stuff. We're moving slow but quick all at the same time. We just kind of got our stuff together. It's no rush, but I feel like we really dialed in here on day 6.
Yeah, a pretty good sized pike there.
So here's our next portage. There's a sign right here. This is 60 meter, but Joe thinks we can just line it. Oh, it looks pretty simple. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom.
We're on Hanson, in the middle of the lake. We're going towards the wind. Woo! My arms are getting tighter. We're on our way to see some pictographs, so that'll be cool. If we ever get there. It's just choppy. The nice thing though is I'm going right into the wind versus this like kind of side to it. So I'm not having to push the nose all over the place, which is very nice.
We think we found the pictograph here. Not much to write about, but I'm assuming it's supposed to be people in a canoe? I don't know. Coming into our second set of pictographs, we got a, I'm guessing is a moose. And then you can clearly see up on this wall, maybe if the camera wants to work, you can see some handprints. Very cool. Made it to camp, and Joe's over there passed out. Past couple of days we've been headed east mainly, and we're kind of doing a little bit of a circle. So now we've been coming around west today, and got to feel the full fury of the constant wind. So we're both pretty tired, probably the most strenuous paddling we've done this trip so far. We found an awesome campsite here at the bottom of, what's the name of this lake? Rustool Lake. We're gonna set up, oh my goodness, here comes the wind. Glad I'm not in the water. So we're gonna set up here and post up and relax for a bit. There is, the camera's not gonna show it. There's a whole kind of wall of smoke, but it's all blowing that way. So hopefully we won't have to deal with that tonight. So you can see here we're set up, but the smoke is rolling in. We came from that direction. I don't know why it's coming this way. The wind pattern keeps changing. It's yeah, it's normally what, east to west, or yeah, west that way, yeah, west to east. And now it's like coming the wrong way.
We're getting smoked out.
Yeah, this is not much fun. So right now it's 5:40. It's been a little bit of time since we filmed, and you can't see basically where we came from. This other end of this lake is a wall of smoke. The only thing that's cool is the sun looks kind of neat. Very, very smoky. We're gonna roll out of this campsite. It's exposed, very smoky, very windy. We're gonna move down the way. There's a smaller lake, a couple of short portages, and post up there for the night. It'd be nice to be on a little bit smaller lake that's less windy. We're kind of burned out right now on fishing. Need a break. Maybe it's a little bit less smoky, and it puts us closer to where we need to get taken out in a day and a half. Man, how much line did you have out?
All of it. Oh, he's running. Oh, he's running. It's a walleye. It's a big one. Look at the size of this thing. That's the biggest walleye I've caught this trip.
Well, we are here in this little twisty, windy, shallow river system, making our way to Cyclops Lake. This is pretty cool. A little different from what we were doing earlier today. Hopefully we don't run out of water here. Gondola. I'm using a gondola. Feel like I'm in a gondola. Joe has decided to take me out for a nice evening paddle here in a mud muck swamp infested bug zone.
You don't like?
This is great, Joe. Why didn't we do this the other nights instead of catching walleye? I'm worn out. We just completed this portage / slog into Cyclops. I am completely soaked right now.
I was lining that thing through the river, stream, puddle, whatever you want to call it. The good thing was it was mostly sandy and rocky. It's 8 o'clock. We're going to set up, camp real fast, eat some food, and I'm heading to bed straight away. There's no reason to stay up tonight.
Joe, you're ruining my video. Hey! Good morning, just woke up. Still as smoke filled as it was last evening. Our tents are just covered in ash. Hopefully we get a little light breeze and blow some of the smoke out of here. So many bugs.
Just completed the 575 from Cyclops into Haven. On the north end now, just kind of floating down lightly. Try to find a campsite, set up base camp, and figure out what we want to do today. This is the lake we're going to get picked up on. Originally we were going to get picked up tomorrow afternoon / morning. We might see if we can get picked up today. The smoke is intensifying and not exactly making this fun. We feel like we've gotten our proper fill of nature, and we're ready to see civilization again. Not really. I mean, he's a good size one. There you go. Nice size walleye.
Made it here to Adventure Lake, and we can't see anything. What are you thinking, Joe?
I'm thinking I'm hungry. I'm gonna catch some adventure trout.
Adventure trout, also known as lake trout. Yeah, visibility is it's garbage. This is creepy. It's dead calm. It's hard to tell like the earth from the sky. Very smoky.
It's an adventure trout. 1 second.
I'm watching. Nice, dude. Very nice.
Alright, here's my first lake trout potentially. Watch it be a pike. No, I just knowing my luck. We think it's a lake trout. Yeah. She angry. She big angry. Woo! I'm wearing out, man.
Yeah, it's spinning your boat around.
Wow, man. Yeah, I feel happy with this. I'm not too happy with it. I won't put it in front of my face like we do every other time. Take a shot, picture. Nice, man. That's cool. All right, back you go.
Just got my first lake trout ever, and I'm super excited. It was tons of fun. It was one heck of a good battle. Got it up close to the boat, and then it ran 2 or 3 times. I think Joe got a lot of pictures and video of it, so I'm happy about that. The lake out here it's eerie is the only thing I can describe. The smoke is just lingering over the water. It's glass. You can't really tell a difference between the sky, the ground. It's something I've never experienced, especially in the middle of the day. It's 2:30 right now, and that's just very strange.
Getting all caught up with the other fish.
Oh, that's not good. Oh, man. What'd you get there, Joe?
Just beauty lake trout.
Way to go, man. Looks awesome.
Thank you.
Cool.
She is a beauty. Woo! Look what Joe made me.
Sushimi.
Ooh, yeah, we could, man. That's like really, really good.
I took the bone out of the back end where I didn't cut no more steaks out of.
Yep.
You could splay that open if you want or whatever, cut it in half, throw it on the grill. All these awesome looking steaks. We got some spice too, so should be good.
Oh yeah. Had a great day today. I woke up on Cyclops Island and came over here into Haven Lake.
Just Cyclops Lake.
Cyclops, did I say island? Yeah, okay, well, whatever. We woke up today on Cyclops Lake. So it's about 10 o'clock at night. We woke up today on Cyclops Lake. Had a great day, despite the overcast, hazy, sunny stuff. It did make it a little bit cooler. We did make it into Adventure Lake today, and I had a blast catching lake trout. I got 2 really good sized lake trout today, my first ever.
Yeah!
Yeah! Woo! So I caught all 3 species in the park. Got the pike, the walleye, and the lake trout. So I feel pretty confident about that. Joe's happy. He's impressed.
I am very impressed.
Hey, I have dirt right here. Did you know?
No, I told you you're clean. Don't worry.
It's a little bit of dirt.
It's fine.
Anyways, so hopefully, the one thing we're a little uneasy about and concerned about right now is that we're hoping the plane can land tomorrow. The issue is that the wind is non-existent, which means that we called the outfitter and he said that the town was basically had 0 visibility and they can't take off.
Couldn't see across the street.
That's a problem. So hopefully that resolves itself overnight. Otherwise, we're going to be sitting here and I'm going to have to be staring at that. Ugh. Good morning. It's the beginning of day 8. I've never been so excited to see some white puffy clouds. Blue sky. It's quite nice here. Temps got down a little bit cooler last night and we got dew everywhere. Like our camp chair is a little bit moist. So it looks perfectly easy to me to land a plane here. The only problem is we're not sure what it looks like at Red Lake, which is the town that's about 60 miles east of us where the planes take off. So hopefully the planes are able to take off this morning and we're able to get out of here on time. So here's a quick rundown on my fishing gear and what I have left. I probably lost, I don't know, 3, maybe 4 lures, but not very much. This box, it's a small fly fishing box, but it fit really perfect inside of my life vest, and it's able to hold, you know, enough lures for a day, and I don't always have to get this big box out and lug it around, which is quite nice. The first couple of days when I was catching walleye, probably between the 12 to 18 inch range, I was mainly using this, I think it's an X-Wrap, it's from Rapala, however you pronounce it. I was using chartreuse, like a lime green one. It was really popular. I was getting a lot of fish off of that. I don't know what size it is, but you can see how big it is compared to my finger. It dives probably down about 1 foot to 2 feet, something like that. I used the same one, different color. That was pretty successful. When we would troll, a lot of times, especially day like 3, even 4, catching good sized walleye, pike, I was using one of these 2 spoons. This one's just like a generic silver dimpled spoon, and this little red devil. This one was annoying Joe. I was getting left and right fish off of it, so that was doing pretty good one day. I do like that one. For deep trolling, so when we were trying to get like either like I wanted to score like a really big pike, or I knew there was lake trout in the lake, I would change to one of 2 things. And both are about 50-50 successful. This is a Lynn Thompson, number 1. I had another one, but I got lost. The line just like snapped out of nowhere. So Lynn Thompson, number 1. I probably don't need to go much bigger. You could go down a size, but this is pretty good. My other one was like white and orange. They both were pretty successful in getting some large pike, and I caught lake trout on this guy one yesterday, and then this was my other deep diver, or other like deep troller. This is like a deep diving Rapala with a pretty big bill on it. Joe used this guy a ton. Different color. His was, I think, like white with a little bit of orange on it. Yeah, he used that a lot. All this stuff over here I didn't use. A lot of the outfitters and guys we talked to in town were all about jigging. We're apparently just too stupid or moving too much to try much jigging. So I have some jig heads and a whole bunch of Mr. Twister tails somewhere. Didn't use those. Some backup spoons didn't use. Meps Black Fury didn't use these. These shad wraps, these are like really big. I could have used them, but I just never felt like getting them out. I never felt the need. Castmasters, those are like a go-to trout lure for me, but I don't think I needed them this time, and I don't even know what that stuff is. The one thing I did lose that I wish I had another one of maybe was a Johnson spoon. For some of the areas, not much, but some of the areas have lily pads and grasses and stuff. I had a size smaller Johnson weedless spoon that I don't think it got stuck on a weed. I can't remember how it got lost, but anyways, it got lost. I think the line snapped or something. As far as reels and lines and gear and stuff like that, Joe and I both had like either between 10 or 12, maybe even 14-pound black fire line, like braid. None of us used a leader, and I don't think we ever had a line snap because of something had like bitten it off or anything like that. It was always like it hit a rock, something like that, or it just got stuck. But we never had a problem with, you know, big fish on the line, it's coming in and boom, it's snapped because a fish chomped through the braid. So if I were to do this again, I would probably bring none of those ones I didn't use and a couple more of the ones I did use. I like the X-Wraps, those are good, maybe a few more spoons, but other than that, I feel pretty dialed in. I know you could get, if you sat on top of like a honey hole where there's just a bunch of fish, you could probably get a lot of fish with jigs. But we were moving every single day and paddling, and so trolling was our main method. I caught probably 95% of my fish just trolling, kind of just a slow, medium paddle. Didn't do much like cast and retrieve type stuff. Did get some fish doing that, but most of it was just trolling with the pole. Between my legs and kind of cast it out to my back left, and that way I was still able to paddle and just troll lightly. Yeah, if you've got any questions on fishing gear or whatever, but realistically, I feel like some of this is just in my head as to what works best. There's so many fish out here, it's so plentiful that I feel like I could take a stick and just throw it out there and they'd bite on it. So awesome fishing out here. If you're a fisherman and you want the canoe wilderness experience, I can't think of a better place. Well, it's 10:40 in the morning. We went around the lake, paddled for a bit. Didn't catch a whole lot. I didn't. Joe. Blah, 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 blah. It's 10:40 in the morning. We're just sitting here under the tarp. We called the outfitter, and unfortunately the smoke has not cleared at all in Red Lake, which is where they launched the planes from. So we are, quote, significantly delayed, whatever that means. We were supposed to start somewhere between 10 and noon is when our plane was supposed to get us out of here. I have a flight tomorrow night out of Minneapolis, which is about a 12 to 14 hour drive from here. So I don't know how we're going to get out of here in time and get me there, so might be looking to reschedule some plane flights. You having fun, Joe?
I'm tired and warm.
Joe's tired and warm. Well, we moved camp this afternoon over to our pickup island. Unfortunately, we called our outfitter, Harlan, and no go on the airplanes today. They're backlogged quite a bit. The planes can't really take off, and there's so much smoke that they have to fly around it and it takes forever to get anywhere. So we are stuck for another day. We're trying to keep our spirits high. Joe's cooking up his, is that your final meal there, Joe?
I got one packaged meal after
One packaged meal. Okay, so I got a mac and cheese and bacon, which I'm going to do tonight, and then rice and lentils. That's going to be tomorrow's dinner, I guess.
We'll just do fish for everything else.
Yeah. It's been a long day. We got up and we thought there's a pretty good chance that we were going to get out of here. We saw the blue sky, the clouds. We thought, yeah, no problem. Plane will come pick us up in the early afternoon or maybe around 3 or 4. And we kept giving them a call. Smoke's still bad. Give them a call. Smoke's still bad. And was definitely kind of a day of emotional highs and lows. You know, by this time in the trip, we're been out here for 7 days. I think we've both commented that we feel like this is our day job now, is to pack up camp, paddle all day, catch fish, go to bed, you know. Not that that's a bad day job, but you do, you know, miss the creature comforts of home and the people at home. So we this morning were like, okay, let's get home, let's do our thing. But that didn't quite happen. So we were pretty bummed out around 4:30 today when we called the outfitter, and he said, hey, we're so backed up on flights, you know, it's not happening today, guys, and it might happen tomorrow. There's people that have been supposed to come out on Friday, and they can't even come out. They're gonna have to come out tomorrow on Monday. So other folks have been here a lot longer than we have. We're concerned about our food supply a little bit. I have enough food for tomorrow to be comfortable. If we're not moving around and busting our butt, which we're not going to be, I should be fine. And then even the morning after, I might have like 1 pack of M&Ms left. But after that, it's going to be trout only. We've been trying to do what we can to keep our minds occupied. We're not really the type of campers that like to sit, you know, in base camp all day. We are on the move, but right now we're at our island. We're at our designated pickup spot. The closest road is a 50-kilometer paddle away, which is not going to happen on our current food supply or energy level. The funny thing is, I pulled out my cell phone. I was like, man, I would kill for a book right now. There's nothing else to do, but reading a book would be nice. So I found John Muir's My Summer in the Sierra, and I had read parts of it before out camping. And I came across, for some reason, the very first page I opened up to was July 7th. I think the book was written in like 1860 something. And the very first passage he goes into is, we're all out of wheat. We can't make any more mutton. We're not sure if, you know, what we're gonna eat. And then he goes, we'll be fine. We'll survive, no problem. And then he goes on and lists like several Native American type tribes around the world that survive off of, you know, walrus or just eating trout or whatever, and they seem to be happy and just fine. So it's funny that what he was going through exactly like 130 or 40 years ago today is what we could potentially go through here in the next couple of days. And I just thought that was pretty cool to kind of be historically connected to such a guy. Not to say we're quite in that situation yet. I still have 2 packs of M&Ms and some Snickers, which I'm sure John Muir would have killed for. But I thought that was pretty cool. Other than that, we're going to take an easy night. Joe is out paddling around. We're all out of rum. We're just going to ration our food and drink water, relax, and read some books, I guess. We're going for a little walk around our island just to check it out. We don't have literally anything else to do. The good thing is there is a pretty stout wind headed due north. So the fire is kind of north of Red Lake, where our plane is at. And so if it blows north, it should blow all the smoke north, which means hopefully, cross your fingers, the plane can take off tomorrow. What? Well, good morning. Not much to report on.
Yeah, except for the eggs.
Eggs. Oh yeah, this is good. Happy yak omelet. I don't know. It's half in.
It's from Quebec.
It's from Quebec, so it's all French. I can't pronounce it. But this was actually really good. We had this morning. This is, I think, our last real breakfast.
Yeah, for sure. That was the only real breakfast.
It was really good. Happyyak.ca. Anyways, that was really good. I like that one.
Yep.
So now we're gonna sit here and I guess continue to read a book on my phone. Maybe go for a swim. The wind's kicked up. I don't know if it's going the right direction. We're not going to call the outfitter for a few more hours. There's really no point. They have so many backed up flights. But yeah, we're sitting here chilling.
Got water.
We got water. You know, we got some sun, fresh air. How bad can it be, right?
I was really happy with that breakfast, man. It was a scrambled egg omelet type thing. It smelled like nacho cheese at first, but it tasted really good. Kyle and I split it. It could have fed one person for sure.
Oh yeah.
But it definitely.
There's still some left in the pan. You better lick that clean, man.
I'm just waiting for the camera to be off before I have straight caveman it.
Okay, yeah. we're not real happy right now. Biggest tease of our life. Airplane coming in, can clearly see it. We know what color it is, we know what plane it is.
It sees us.
It sees us. It looks like it's gonna circle around. At the same time, the blackest cloud I think I've ever seen is just coming. It looks like night itself is on its way. And he waves off and goes around and then just keeps heading away and away and away. So now we are here in the rain with all of our gear, waiting again.
Here comes the rain.
So quick update, it's been about an hour and a half since the plane left. And there's a dark cloud over that way. The wind keeps shifting. Sometimes it comes this way, sometimes it goes that way. But if you look over here, looks like one heck of a nice day. I'm gonna have to go put sunscreen on if we're out here much longer.
Birds are singing.
Birds are singing, it's nice. We're just sitting here bored out of our minds and mildly depressed. Well, been 2 hours since the plane left. The blue sky is evaporating that way and being replaced by dark, stormy clouds. I threw up the tarp here. Joe and I are laying under the tarp on a nice, very comfortable bed of dirt. We're kind of done with the wild right now. We're ready for some real food. Our stomachs are both like grumbling because all we've had is beef jerky and Snickers bars for the past 6 hours because that's all we have to eat. I don't get this full sun and it's pouring rain.
We are dirt merchants.
We are dirt merchants right now. I'm a pine cone merchant. You might have dirt, but I got pine cone.
Merchant of dirt.
I'll sell you this.
How much? I got 3 specks of dirt.
Woo!
I'll
Make a
yeah,
four.
Alright, deal.
So if you can hear me, my favorite piece of gear by far on this trip is going to be this tarp. Because if it wasn't for this, we'd be absolutely drenched right now. It is coming down something intense. It's been raining now for 30 minutes or so. Hopefully it stops soon.
This is intense.
I hope old Blue holds up. We've got a lot of hail coming in. Alright, this is sucking big time. We are stuck under the tarp. It is hailing, it is raining. We can't see across the lake. Oh my god, it is. It's like a whiteout. Okay, now
She's coming in. She's coming in.
Woo, buddy.
What happened?
Oh, we're getting wet. Getting very wet now. Very wet. Very wet. Very wet.
This is a storm.
Is my canoe okay? It looks okay for right now. This is horrible. Oh man. That is headed straight towards town. They are not taking off anytime soon, bud.
No.
That was a storm. This is literally like 4 minutes after the last clip.
Wow. I don't know, man.
I've re-rigged the tarp. Typically I have a pressing knot tied here and it goes one line out. That's usually enough. This time definitely not enough. So I pressed it as hard as I could. Then I did another line over there, taut line hitched it. So it's 2 attachments. That way it doesn't sway quite as much. Did the same thing over here. And then I've got it a little bit lower in the back in case another wind gust comes in. It was sailing sky high the way I had it before. That's where we got a little drenched. So we're running nice and low. We've been stuck under this tarp for like 2.5 hours. It just keeps downpouring. We're soaked. Well, as you can see, we are still under the tarp. Again, it's a little after 5:30. We've been told planes are no-go for today. As you can imagine, we've had quite a bit of rain and hail and wind and all kinds of precipitation today. Joe, what do you got for dinner over there?
Some pepper beef and rice.
Pepper beef and rice, his final meal and his final chunk of food.
My last supper.
Your last supper, yeah, your last supper. I have some Korean barbecue beef jerky that I'm going to put into some lentils and rice. Should work, it's better than nothing. We're down to 3 full-size Snicker bars, 2 packets of M&Ms, and a couple of fun-size Snicker bars. That's it. That's our breakfast, that's our food, and then we are done. So if we're not picked up by lunchtime tomorrow, we are going to be some angry, raging, very hungry guys.
It's hard. We can't go out and fish.
Like
it's
fishing
storming.
is just like storm, lightning,
Yeah, definitely
hail.
lightning
Like
off the chain.
not safe to be in a boat on the water for very long. So yeah, we're going to continue to sit under this tarp like we have for the past 8 hours now.
Yep, bush buddying it up.
Bush buddy. I don't know if you can hear me, but this is like a monsoon, and it feels like this 20 minutes. Thank God the tarp is holding up, because otherwise this would suck. This is terrible. Get me out of here. Well, guys.
What?
Well, guys, it's about about 9:30. About ready to go to bed. Hopefully our last night here in Woodland, Caribou. The rain has passed. Skies have cleared up a little bit. I'm really hoping that the planes can get in here early in the morning. We can get out and have some real breakfast. Because otherwise breakfast is going to be like 1 Snickers bar per person. Good morning. It's the beginning of day 10. Pretty much out of food at this point. Just sitting here waiting. Talked to the outfitter. The rain is apparently intense where they're trying to take off from. It's absolutely gorgeous here. I don't know if you can tell, but it's partly cloudy. There's lots of blue sky. I mean, it's perfect. The lake is glass, but no airplane. 7 o'clock in the morning. Just hoping there's a big enough weather window here today that they can get in this morning and get us out of here. Psychologically, this is worse than the physical discomfort. We had a plane come in yesterday, and I'm squinting now because of the sun. We had a plane come in, it's about ready to land. It's probably 1,000 feet in the air, if that, and goes away. It's just this constant unknown of, when are we going to get out of here? When do we get to see the people we love again? All that just constant unknown. You've seen my previous videos where I was trapped in the Sierras with a lung condition. You'll know that I was using an inReach to call for help. I've been using it this time mainly to communicate with family, just to let them know, like, we're safe, we're dry, we're running low on food, our spirits are low, that kind of stuff. Also very helpful for canceling my flight, telling them that my rental car is going to be delayed another day or two. So it's been invaluable, I would say, to have at least some type of communication with the outside world, even if it is just texting back and forth. So I have this. It communicates. It's really good. I've used it every day. I usually check in and say, hey, here's where we are. We're camping, that kind of stuff. But I've used it now for 10 days. It's at 86% power, so that's really good. The other thing is my iPhone XS. This is what I type on, and then it sends it through the inReach. You can type on the inReach, but it's like typing on a Game Boy. It takes forever. Yeah, unbelievably happy I'm able to communicate. If I didn't have that, this would be even worse. But we are so ready to get out of here. The lake right now is essentially glass. Blue skies, splotchy white clouds, but up to the north there's this big old black storm on its way. So we're hoping that bypasses us in Red Lake and they can get a plane out here soon. Gonna wrap it up here on the iPhone. Hope this works.
No.
That was a very, very long trip. Wow, am I that red?
Am I that saggy?
Do I have some dirt here?
No.
Is there dirt right here?
You're fine.
Anyways, yeah, I'm ready for beer and pizza and a nap. Peace.